The house felt different at night. Unfamiliar shadows stretched across the walls, and every creak seemed to echo like a haunting melody. I'd always enjoyed the solitude of being home alone, but as the darkness settled outside, a sense of unease began to gnaw at my nerves. It was a stormy night, the kind that rattles windows and fills the air with an eerie symphony of wind and rain. With my family away for the weekend, I found myself the sole inhabitant of our secluded house. As the clock ticked closer to midnight, I tried to distract myself with mundane tasks, hoping to ignore the rising sense of isolation. But the storm raged on, and the house felt alive with unsettling noises. A rhythmic tapping on the windows, the distant rumble of thunder, and the occasional flicker of lights that threatened to plunge me into total darkness. I laughed at my own unease, chiding myself for succumbing to irrational fears. Yet, as I settled into bed, the darkness became a living entity, pressing against the edges of my room like an ominous presence. I pulled the covers up to my chin, trying to drown out the unsettling silence. But then came a sound, a soft, barely audible whisper, like someone calling my name from the depths of a dream. My heart skipped a beat, and I scanned the room, searching for the source of the sound. The storm outside seemed to intensify, its fury mirrored in the tempest of my thoughts. I told myself it was just the wind playing tricks, that my imagination was running wild in the late hours of the night. But then came another sound. A faint scratching at the door. I froze, my breath catching in my throat. My rational mind struggled to find an explanation, but a primal instinct warned me of impending danger. I mustered the courage to investigate, my steps hesitant as I approached the door. As my trembling hand reached for the doorknob, a surge of terror washed over me. Something on the other side seemed to hold its breath, as if waiting for my inevitable discovery. With a swift movement, I flung the door open, expecting to find nothing but the dark hallway stretching before me. But there, standing in the hallway, was a figure. A silhouette so dark it seemed to absorb what little light remained. My blood ran cold, and I stumbled backward, my mind unable to comprehend the sight before me. The figure stood motionless, its form obscured by the shadows, yet its presence loomed over me like a tangible threat. A voice echoed through the darkness, hollow and ethereal, whispering words that I couldn't decipher. It seemed to beckon, a haunting melody that sent shivers down my spine. Panic surged within me, and I turned to flee, only to find the hallway stretching endlessly, the doors leading to other rooms vanishing into an infinite void. Every step I took seemed to lead nowhere, the house twisting and contorting around me like a malevolent labyrinth. I could feel the oppressive weight of unseen eyes watching my every move, a suffocating sense of being trapped in a nightmare. Desperation overtook me, and I called out for help, my voice lost in the cacophony of the storm. And then, as suddenly as it had begun, the haunting apparition dissipated, the darkness retreating to the edges of the house. I found myself back in my room, gasping for breath, the storm outside relenting into a gentle patter. The house was silent once more, and the oppressive atmosphere lifted, leaving behind only the remnants of a terrifying ordeal. With trembling hands, I reached for my phone, eager for the reassurance of human contact. I dialed my family's number, relieved when my mother's voice greeted me on the other end. I tried to explain the inexplicable events that had unfolded, but my words stumbled and faltered, unable to capture the sheer terror of the night. As the first light of dawn filtered through the curtains, I felt a sense of relief wash over me. The night had been a harrowing ordeal, a descent into a realm of inexplicable fear and uncertainty. I couldn't shake the feeling that something otherworldly had visited me that night, leaving me to grapple with the haunting memories that lingered in the depths of my mind.